why venting is wrong and you should stop it immediately, and why you should stop letting people vent to you immediately. I have heard it. If I've heard it once, I've heard it 1,000 times. Oh, I just have to vent. I just have to get it out. And anytime I hear that, I run for the hills. No way. Don't vent to me. And this is saying a lot because I am a coach. I have clients and they come and they tell me about things that happen in their life. But there's a difference between telling me what's happening in your life and venting. Telling me what's happening in your life when you want solutions is one thing. Telling me what's happening in your life just to complain about it is venting. And we don't want any of that. Today, I'm going to tell you why venting creates more stress, less success in your life, and how it lowers your vibe so that you are less happy. It steals your happiness is what venting does. So learn why it's so bad and how you can shift. If you've got somebody who's in your life, like your mom or your sister or your daughter or your friend, your neighbor, who vents to you and you're like, oh, I really need to get away from this, I'm also going to help you figure out how to get away from the person who is venting, or if not get away from them, communicate with them that this is not where you are going to spend your time. Okay? If that sounds good for you, very cool. You might want to get a pen or a pencil and some paper to take notes, or get ready to take notes in the comment section here. And before we get started, click the thumbs up for me. Tell me that you like this topic. Click the subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. And while you're clicking, click the bell so that you'll get notifications here on YouTube and that will end up in your feed. So you'll find out when we drop another video like this. I'll be right back.
GILD Coaching. More success, less stress.
It is a common misconception that when we go through something that doesn't feel good or that irritates us or has angered us, that it will make us feel better if we will talk about it again with someone else, vent, and just get it out. It is not true. Venting actually makes everything worse. And I want to prove it to you. I'd love for you to close your eyes for just a second, if you can, if you're not driving or operating heavy machinery or anything. Give your eyes just a break. Close them for just a second. Enjoy a deep breath in through your nose down to your lower belly. Hold it for just a second. And then release it. Just calm yourself, calm your mind, keeping your eyes closed. Think about a very happy memory. It could be yesterday, it could be a year ago, it could be 10 years ago, it could be 20 years ago, whatever. Just think of a really, really happy memory. And let that memory just really come to life right before your eyes. Where were you? Who else was there? Why was it so happy? What does this happiness feel like? You can feel that happiness right now in this very moment. It feels so awesome. Whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. We have that power. At any given moment, we can time travel back in our experience, and we can pull the emotions and the reality of a previous event that's over into our present reality. Now, that happiness that you just drew up from your past felt really good, right? You're so powerful that you can do that. Now, venting is the exact opposite. Venting is you deciding that you're going to sit there for a minute, you're going to go into the dumpster fire that you experienced, and you're going to pull all the nasty stuff out and you're going to present it. And not only are you going to put it back on yourself, all the stuff that doesn't feel good, you're going to put it on your friend or your family member or whoever you're venting to. Do you hate them? Why? Do you hate you? Why would you do this? Why? I just proved to you that you have this power. When you vent, you go into the past, you pick up something that didn't feel good the first time you went through it, and you put it back on, so you're re-feeling those negative feelings. Stop. Just stop. Don't do that. You bring your vibe down. Not only that, but you increase the power of this memory in your past every time you think about it. You've seen those jokes about a guy who caught a fish this big, but really the fish was only this big, but every single time he tells the story, in his mind, the fish gets bigger. Every time you vent about this thing, the issue gets bigger. Don't give it any energy. Where your focus goes, your energy flows, and that's where things grow. That is why venting is so bad. If you would like to communicate something to someone from your past, if you'd like to communicate a thing from your past to someone, and it is a negative thing, the way that you can do that is only communicate it if you're doing it for their benefit or your joint benefit in coming up with a solution to not repeat that. And before you start to communicate, disengage emotionally. Don't use a lot of adjectives. Don't be very passionate. Just say, hey, we need to talk about something so that we can come up with a solution for it. This thing happened. I'm just going to pull a name out of the air. Amanda has done this thing. I felt very betrayed and it involved you. And so I'm letting you know. And I don't want us to get all emotionally wrapped up in it. But how can we prevent her from having this power in our relationship, in our friendship again? That wasn't very emotional. So if you can disconnect the emotion from it, all of a sudden it's not venting. When you're venting, there's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of power that comes with it. So leave that emotion. If you have to communicate about that thing, do. If you don't have to, for your benefit or the benefit of others, zip. Let it go. Release it. Don't give it any more thought so it doesn't grow. Now, what about the people who like to vent to you? Oh, I have just got to tell you what my neighbor said to me. Oh my gosh, you wouldn't believe what happened to me. If they are chronic venters and they vent on you, they're dumping their crap on you all the time. During a time when they're not doing that, express to them your boundary. I just guided someone a couple of weeks ago in this. She said, my mom does this and I love my mom and I want to support her, but she's bringing my vibe down because of this, and this. So how do I communicate this? And my instruction to her was, during a time that your mom's not venting, say, hey mom, I've learned something. I've learned something about venting. I've learned that when we vent, we actually make everything worse. And we not only make it worse for ourselves, but we make it worse for the person that we're venting to. So I'd like to check, because we do this to each other. Go ahead and take some of the blame, even if it's not yours. We do this in our relationship. So I would like to make a challenge that we either stop doing this, or that if we're venting, we only do it if it can help one of us grow. Are you up for the challenge? And then just express your boundary. Like, if this continues to happen, I'm going to just politely ask you to pause and shift, because this isn't healthy for me and it's not healthy for you, and I love me and I love you and I want what's best for us. So that is how you deal with someone who constantly vents to you or on you or towards you. If this has been of help, do give us that thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so that you get notifications every time we drop a video like this to help you live a more successful life with lower stress. See you next time.